Hi, I'm Anthony with Wrench Tread, and we're going to give you a more comprehensive review on the Freemotion 500 rear drive elliptical. This is a mass-produced elliptical. It's made by Icon Fitness. They make other ones that look just like this with different logos on it, like Reebok or Nordic Track or Proform. So there's going to be some redundancies to this guy when you look out there. First off, I'm just going to go over the construction of this machine. We're going to talk about the frame, the flywheel, the incline mechanism, and then we'll go over the features on the display. First thing, when you look at an elliptical, you consider the frame, the weight of the frame. If this is kind of a medium grade frame, it's not real high end, it's not real low end, it's just smack dab in the middle. What that means is your stability is going to be about average. What I mean by that is if you weigh over 230 pounds or so, you start losing maybe a little bit of stability on this. Maybe some structural integrity over the long haul is just not going to be there. This is a folding elliptical. I'm going to fold this down so I can show you the other construction. Other thing on this one is the flywheel that's located in the back. A flywheel is just a heavy round object that is spinning, and what that's going to do is give you your carry through, your fluidity of the motion. And so if I get this set going, you're going to see it moving there. This is decently smooth. Feels pretty good when you're working out. It's not quite as smooth as some other machines. They're going to save a little bit of money by making the flywheel a little bit smaller there. The other thing is on this guy is we're going to consider the pivots when we're looking at a machine. I love bearings, big bearing structures on every pivot. This, I'm not going to do it. It's not the right price point, but they're going to give you bearings at the important parts. They're going to give you bearings in the back. That's where most of the load is, and they're going to go with bushing systems on the rest. Now you can get away with bushing systems as long as you heavily grease them. That is what you've got to do on this machine if you buy one and you first assemble it or have somebody do it for you. Make sure you assemble it properly, take your time, there's a lot of parts, but you got to grease the heck out of those pivots or else it's going to squeak at you as you're using it later on, which will be very annoying. The other thing is there's bolts that go through those pivots. If those loosen up over time, which they can, it'll cause clicking, and then eventually you can actually shear the bolt off, which is no fun to replace a sheared off bolt. The next thing we want to look at is the incline mechanism. It's located in here. A lot of people actually ask me if the incline mechanisms go out very often. They think that since there's a moving motor in there, it's just going to be one more thing to go wrong. And maybe there's some truth to that, but in my experience, those hardly ever go out. I've replaced maybe one or two in the last few years. Those are pretty durable, but that's going to give you the ability to incline and decline the machine. The only other thing to consider here in terms of construction is the wheels on here. There's a lot of different ellipticals that will use wheels that will glide on some type of runner, either the front or the back. These wheels are a little bit smaller. They're going to spin a little bit faster. They're also offset, meaning if you're standing on the pedal, if the wheel's right below you, it's a nice even weight distribution, but it's actually offset, so what you're getting is a little bit of torquing. Those wheels can go out on you. This machine actually has upgraded those wheels, so they have a steel bushing that's in there instead of the old plastic one, so it's actually way more durable than the older ones. So if you've read online, blogs, things like that the wheels can go out, this isn't quite as bad as that. It's more decent than that, but that is still a possibility to have one of those go out on you. In terms of features, this thing is really rich. It does fold up for you to save some space, which is fantastic if you are in tight quarters. If you already have the space, the machine is still a little bit smaller than some of the bigger ellipticals that have the rear drive and the front ramp on there. You have some of your standard features like things like handheld heart rate. Just keeping it simple, I'm not impressed with the handheld heart rate. Pretty much on anything Icon makes, it's always a bit finicky. You do have a nice easy to use display. It's actually quite good looking here. You have incline buttons and decline buttons for your adjustable ramp, which is very important because you can use more or less muscle mass. You can also make it feel like it's a longer stride or a shorter stride, even though it's not changing the stride length. It's actually changing the stride depth. You also are going to have quick touch buttons, which is really nice. If you want the resistance high, you can just touch a button and it quickly will jump to that resistance setting instead of always having to tap forever. You have speakers in here that are actually pretty decent quality. You can put your jack in there to your iPod or your MP3 player, and you can actually change the sound just by touching a button. That's actually a nice feature. There's some of these machines where you actually cannot change the volume on the display. you actually have to do it on your MP3 player. So you're having to mess with it while you're trying to work out. So that's a very usable feature. Program-wise, you have 28 pre-designed programs for you with a little bit of a twist I haven't seen on many machines. The workouts have preset time limits. Not even limits, settings actually. So one workout will be 20 minutes, the other will be 30 minutes. They're already preset up. So if you like to be able to adjust the time on each program, this one doesn't do that, it's presetting it for you. But they're already built in and there's 28 of them, so you have great variety there. You do have iFit programming. I can go into that, but the best thing to do is jump online, go to NordicTrack's website or Reebok's or anybody else who does iFit and see all their marketing that they do in there. It's very usable for some people, and it's other people, they'll never touch it. The display itself on this machine it's a very good looking display. It's a back blue lit display. You can watch yourself go around quarter mile laps. It's going to give you your time, distance, calories, all your important information that you'd want to have. It is quite nice. That's basically everything in terms of the construction and the features on this. I will go over a little bit more in depth in terms of the things that I do like about this machine and the things that I do not like about this. The first thing that I don't like is the little areas that this machine has, the manufacturer's done to keep the price point down. You'll find little inconsistencies with the construction of the cosmetic covers. So you'll notice that, for example, if I ever want to take this thing apart, it's actually really difficult to take the little plastic covers off. Same thing back here. Once you take them off, it's kind of a bear to put back on. So if you ever need a repair or something like that, it's not the funniest thing to work on. Other things, we went over the needing to grease and the needing to make sure your bolts are tight. That's kind of a negative, but that's what you're going to deal with whenever you spend pretty much under $1,000 on the machine. Anything else I don't like about this? That's about it. It's just the little inconsistencies with the plastics and the bushing system for the most part. The things that I really do like about this is the motion is great. It feels just like the gym models. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about. Icon Fitness with the rear drives and the ramps, all of them, they all feel really good. I'm really, really impressed. The other thing that I do like the display on this one a lot more than a lot of the other machines that we've seen and reviewed. It's very easy to use. I like the quick touch buttons. I like that a lot. I also love the price point. This company was, I believe, selling these for about $8.99. Costco had a deal going around $6.99. They might be harder to find, but for the money, it's great. There's one more downside I forgot. You can jump online and you can read reviews about the service level of this company. The truth of it is, the simplicity of it is, they make so little money per unit sold that it is really hard for them to be able to have all the service people available to send you parts, to take care of you over the phone. So just be ready to have long wait periods when you're talking on the phone to the manufacturer when you do have things go wrong. If you look at it from how much machine can I get from the money, you can't get a whole lot more than this. It's all the little intangibles after that are compromised. But hopefully this is a helpful review. If you have any questions at any time about some machine like this and you want in-depth answers, feel free to contact us. If you feel like we've missed something, please contact us. I'm Anthony, this is Rent-A-Tread, and thank you so much for watching.